welcome back to the channel. So today we are doing a Valentine's themed sweater set. So I've just done a base coat and everything of the Benelisa 5006, and I have one in the just curing at the moment, which is a cat eye, the 5010, and I'm also going to be using the Born Pretty stamping polishes as well. In the end, I only used the red. The pink would have been far too light for what I was doing with this. So this is as part of a collab with Nail Crusade, with Lorna from Nail Crusade. This is the first piece that I've done properly in ages. So I did a couple just before Christmas, but I haven't done anything really since August, apart from like the 3 or 4 sets I did over before Christmas. Between moving house and coursework, it's just been a challenge to try to find time. And I can clearly tell my videoing skills have gone out the window because I am out of frame quite a lot in this. So apologies for that. Every so often I remember to look. So when I apply the cat eye, I'm applying 2 layers of it. And the first layer, I'm just wiping out all of or as many of the magnetized parts as I can. The first one that I've done, I have done 2 layers, and just the second time I've just brought everything up to the top. The second one I've done the same as what I'm doing now, and that third one. So I only have done the cat eye on 3 nails. The other 2 are remaining cat eye-less. We're also going to attempt some stamping. So this challenge was to do some sweater themed nails. And I have the stamping plate from Clear Jelly Stamper. It is CJS 118, no, 018. And it has like sweater style patterns on it. So that's why I have decided to use that. But what was actually like the point of the challenge was obviously to use the acrylic powder to do like a sugar effect to create the texture nail that is commonly associated with the sweater type nails. So I was kind of wondering whether or not the stamping polish would work for that. That was what I was trying to do here. It doesn't. It doesn't. The stamping polish dries too quickly for it to stick to it, so it doesn't work. And when I went to dust it off, it just all came off. There was nothing stuck to it. So yeah, that didn't work out as planned, but the nail looks pretty, so we've kept it somewhere. Eventually it will be seen. Giving my stamping plate a quick clean with acetone. And we are just buffing it's been so long since I've done things that I've forgotten how to do things. So we're buffing the nail. I think we've taken the stamping off it. We've buffed it, and we're going to reapply the stamping to it. That's what happened. I hadn't removed the tacky layer. So before I applied the stamping, I hadn't removed the tacky layer. So the acrylic just stuck to everything, apart from what I wanted it to stick to. So it stuck to the rest of the nail. It wasn't what I wanted at all. So we are giving that another go. It didn't come up fully, but it came up fairly well. And to be quite honest, I wasn't really in the mood for doing it 100 times. I did try the acrylic again, see if anything would happen with it. It didn't. I was disappointed, but you know, you live and learn. I don't know whether it would work perhaps with stamping gel. I haven't never tried stamping gel. Perhaps that's something that I could try that with in the future, because obviously that would have to then be cured after being after you put the stamp on the nail. So perhaps that would work. But yeah, it doesn't work with just your regular plain polish. But the nail looked really pretty, so you know, we kept it. It still looked sort of sweatery. That's what I'm going with. Right, so looking at what we have next, we have... I can't remember what I did next. Nope, I can't remember. Little nail. I only did these about an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Can't remember. This is the... yes. So I'm going to attempt. I also have never tried to do hearts, to draw hearts on nails. So there's, you know, a lot of first time skills in this video. Most of my nail art recently has been French tips, which, you know, lovely and everything, but they have definitely improved. My French tips have definitely improved over the past few months, and my ability to have a steady line is improving. It is very definitely improving, and you will see that later. My straight lines are definitely much better than they were previously, but they are much better than they were. So we have done a little heart on this using the dotting tool, and then we are using I had to look for my short liner brush. So this is the nail art brush that I'm using are from Dali. And I really like them. I have found them to be really helpful. So we have finished drawing our heart. We are now coating that in acrylic. And my understanding is you basically keep adding acrylic until there's all been absorbed into the wet gel. So you are basically just applying that until you are there's no shininess left in that nail, and then you stick it into cure, and then when it comes out you can dust all the extra acrylic off, but you must have buffed it beforehand or matte top coated it, otherwise it will stick, or clear, you know, remove the inhibition layer in some way, otherwise it will stick to the inhibition layer. Now, hearts were optional. This didn't have to be Valentine's themed, but it does have to be submitted before Saturday. So I went with Valentine's because Saturday is Valentine's. So, and I wanted to do some Valentine's themed nails this week. So playing around with the magnet, just, you know, as you do, playing around with that, and eventually something goes wow and it works. And I still have no idea really how that works. And I have a little heart tool on that. It didn't work that well. So we're going to try that again. So just zhuzhing it up, getting that all the way up where we can. And I'm going for a heart in the middle, and it looks effective enough. It looks like a heart, so it's fine. We are going to be painting hearts over that later, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just sort of in the background. I want to try it, so it's just sort of there in the background, and that's really what it is. Nothing overly exciting. So this is again it's one of the Vanillisas again, and I've just realized, oh no, didn't wipe off my inhibition layer. Must do that. The heart cat eye has been cured and is out. I am now, to save myself forgetting it later, I've just wiped the envision layer off everything. Because if it's to be forgotten, I will forget. And giving this one a buff as well. So on this one, we are attempting to draw what people think of when they hear a sweater pattern. I have never attempted to draw this before. I have never attempted to do anything like this before. So this is my first time doing it. And I really didn't want to have to, wipe it off and do it again. Looking at that now, it's not actually straight. It's looking a little bit curved, and we went very dodgy at the end. But we're going to get our Fix Up brush, and we are just going to put a little bit of alcohol on that and wipe that away where it has gone a little bit dodgy. Not my best cleanup job, but the aim in this one is to have straightish lines, and we'll figure everything else out later. And I had no idea how, I couldn't remember. My mind went blank and I couldn't remember what these sweater patterns look like. I mean, they're effectively like arm jumpers. That's what they are. And yeah, so this it worked. It created the pattern that I wanted it to create-ish. It looks passable from a distance. I have a lot of practice to continue doing. And then we have just, created that pattern, and now again covering it in acrylic, because that's how we create the texture. So I think this is going to forever be my it's clear acrylic that I'm using there. I think this little pot of acrylic is going to forever be the one that I use for anything that needs to be in any way, like for any designs like this. I have other ones that I will use for encapsulating, or if I'm doing overlays and things like that. You can't see it because I am off screen, but I am drawing little hearts. So this is the nail that we did the cat eye heart on, and I've just done a little heart in that top corner. See if it works. And I'm sticking that in to cure because I don't trust myself to do more than one to begin with anyway. We've taken out the thumb, and we are just doing some dots down the side, and we will sugar those. And I am doing both sides at once because I'm feeling a little bit more brave, because they're only dots. How wrong can I get these? And at some point in one of these nails, I did manage to catch the end of the words just are not working for me at the moment. Catch the end of the thing that I'm using as a scoop. I genuinely cannot think of what it's called, but the thing that I'm using as a little scoop. And now I'm feeling a little bit braver, so I'm going to attempt to do multiple hearts at once. Again, you can, if you look down there in the left hand corner, you will see that I am attempting to do more little hearts. I do have a new setup as well, and I think it's trying to adjust to that as well is one of the things at the moment that it's going to take a little while. The same as it did with me initially, trying to work out what equipment was working for me and how to record things and what to record things on. That all took time. So I think this is going to just take a little bit of time again to work things out and figure out how best to do things. And I'm now sort of in I've got two little desks. whereas previously I just had one, and everything is in an entirely new setup. I have a new chair and everything, so I'm finding it easier to work in because everything is in a smaller space, and everything is in like a box. I'm in like a little square, whereas previously everything was all against the wall. So this helps, and it is also where I have been doing all my assessments and everything. So today was the first day that I wasn't doing that. We are going to do some, so the hearts that I've just done, they aren't really showing up, so I've decided to do some in some other colours as well. So this one's gone for a red from Born Pretty, and hopefully I remember to actually let you see what I'm doing. There we go, I did remember. I just need to sort of refigure out how I want to have things and where I've put things and all that, because because previously I'd been working in the same setup and everything was in the same place all the time, and now it's different, and it has become muscle memory at that stage as to where everything was, and now I have to relearn with things in different places. So we have gone for slightly darker hearts this time. That is a slightly pulled out one that is a little bit longer than planned, but oh well, that's what happens. So we are we've added the acrylic. Some of them are still looking a little bit shiny, so I went in and added more acrylic, and we are then going to pop that into the lamp for 60 seconds to cure. And when that comes out, we're going to be adding a third colour. Or do I do a different nail first? Nope, we're going for a third colour. It's another Born Pretty, and it's like a pinky off-white colour. And once that nail comes out, I want to try to be a little bit tidier in what I'm doing as well. So I am trying to tidy things up and keep things clean and everything as I'm going along from now on. We'll see how long that lasts, but it's an attempt, because I do have to do that when I am actually working on clients, because otherwise everything gets messy and then I can't find things, and yeah, so I should redo one of my assessments, and I am doing that tomorrow, but I just needed to do something that wasn't course related today, so that my brain could relax just a little bit. I still have to do some corrections on one of my course booklets as well as my theory booklets, and then that is all that I have to do for the course, hopefully. That is everything. So I'm going to be finishing off that booklet this evening once I have got this uploaded, finished the voiceover and got it uploaded, because I could have waited. I'd been saying to myself earlier, I will do the course booklet and then I can do now. And it's like, no, I just keep procrastinating. I've been playing games on my phone, I've been doing Animal Crossing, I have been watching TV, I've been doing everything except the course booklet. And it's promoting and selling and display of stock. So it's not even really nail related. It's basically upselling products and things like that. And it's just not something that's like, I want to do. Probably why I am so lucky to. So I decided, right, I will do the nails first, and then I had to have food, and now I'm doing the voiceover. So I'm doing everything I can to procrastinate, but I'm running out of things to procrastinate with. So that's good for my having to do the our magnet again. This is the last nail. So we did a couple of white hearts on that nail as well. We're now dusting it off. And doesn't it look pretty? So the white hearts really stand out on it. But it is nice. And this is me starting to clear things up and trying to decide what to do next a little bit as well. I'm doing another stamp design on this one. So we have 3 nails that have the textured finish, and we have 2 nails that are stamped. So this is one of the Moyu London plates. It's the In Love Collection 14. I do not think any of these are still available. I know when I got them, they were all like being reduced and on sale, and they were no longer going to be doing them. So yeah, but I like them. I think they're pretty, and I like to use them, but I don't like. Obviously, I wasn't doing nails last Valentine's, so I haven't used any of the Valentine's ones. So here we are. My plans are to go through all of my stash, and I want to do a couple more sets of nails this week and get them up before the weekend. And there's a couple more collabs I want to take part in that have some Valentine's themed nails, and then I want to do some with the crystals, and so there's quite a few things I want to try to do this week. So yeah, there could be a lot of nails being. I already have the little the things set up with my little nail stands are set up, and they have tips on them all ready to go. I just need to decide what design is going onto them. This wasn't quite big enough for the nail tip, so like there was this clear line at the top and bottom, so I've just sort of filled that in. It was basically just hearts in a random pattern. They're all quite small, so it was easy enough to like overlap some more of them. So we're just top coating the 2 nails that have the stamped patterns on them, and we are matte top coating those. Did I matte top coat them? I must have. That's what it says it is. So I must have matte top coated those. And while they are in to cure, I am giving everything a clean up and going to clean it off as best I can. There's still some traces on it, and I'm going to just sort of tidy things up a little bit. The textured nails don't get top coated. What I probably should have done was actually to have matte top coated them before I put them before I started doing the design on them. And they are the finished nails. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with how they've turned out. I have given them a little file at the bottom. The little chip missing in that thumbnail is because that was just missing. And yeah, so there we go. If you want to see what else I'm going to be getting up to, please do like, subscribe, and which of those was your favourite nails? Which nail did you prefer out of all those? Leave a comment. See you soon.